job or freedom. How I see it, those are the only two options. You spent over 12 years going to school and they didn't teach you how to make money, and it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to learn the things they didn't teach you in school. So we're going to talk about how to escape the rat race, and there's 5 things you must know. First of all, who am I? I'm nobody. I have less than 100 subscribers. I'm not in a rented Lambo trying to sell you a course, and I'm not your guru. I'm just a regular guy. I've helped a lot of people make over $10,000 a month, and to be honest, it's not sexy, but it's real. Is $10,000 a month freedom? Fuck no, especially not in this economy. But once you get to $10,000 a month, it's much easier to scale up from there. But here's the best part. You can actually get there within less than 3 months with no school degree, no debt, no experience, and no bullshit course. I'm sure you noticed that the background is changing because the sun is coming up and it's morning time, and this is my breakfast. I'm gonna show you also how this can make you money. You're gonna see what I mean. Let's get this party started. Number one is fuck it. Fuck what? You have to understand this. It's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled. And it's not your fault, but fuck the school system. You were forced to go to school for 12 years at least. And guess what? They didn't teach you how to make money. It was designed to keep you broke, to keep you a 9-to-5 slave worker. That's what it is. If you don't agree, you're more than welcome to leave. But do you really want to work for 40 plus years and then retire someday and be free when you're old and crippled? Is that what you want? Well, it's a fact. That's what school was designed for. Go to school, get in debt, get a job, a 9-to-5 job, and then eventually, after paying taxes and paying bills your whole life, eventually you get to be free and retire and live your life. And it doesn't have to be that way unless you're perfectly fine with that. If you're happy with that, then go to school, follow the system, stay in line, raise your hand, do as you're told, follow authority. But you wouldn't be here if that was you. As you move forward in business and in life, just remember that quote. It's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled, by Mark Twain. If you don't believe me, just think about what happened in 2020. Number two is job, J-O-B, just over broke. And you need to run away from a job. You need to run away from the hourly or the salary, because you will always be broke and pay higher taxes if you're working a job, if you're working an hourly or a salary. So you have to break out of that. And that's what this channel is all about. I'm going to break everything down super simple. You might want to hit the subscribe button if this resonates with you. But my goal is to give you guys tremendous value for free. And it's going to be very simple. But this is very important for you to understand these 5 things in order for you to be able to advance, because you will not break out of the rat race if you have the wrong programming. Speaking of programming, that brings me to number 3, which is do the opposite. Do the opposite of what broke people are doing. And I know it might sound obvious to some of you, and you might have heard things like this before, but you need to think about it, constantly think about it, and change your programming, because if you don't, you're going to stay right where you're at. If you don't change your programming, you will continue to do what you've always done and continue to get what you've always gotten. That's what it is. And there's a million examples of things that we should be doing the opposite of what most people are doing, but I'm going to give you one of the most important ones, and it's something that I personally struggled with. Growing up, I always heard that responsibility, safety, like that, safe investments, that's the way to go, right? But the reality is that I've met a lot of millionaires and very wealthy people and entrepreneurs, because, you know, that's what I do. And I'm telling you right now, risk and reward, they go together. Rejection, failure, and success, they go together. The opposite is safety. The opposite is a 9-to-5 job, quote unquote stable, safe 9-to-5 job, which is not safe. And AI is going to take over all these jobs. But anyways, the whole point is this: taking risks, trying new things, that is something that broke people are terrified of. I used to think that risk was bad. You don't want to make any risky investments. That's what I was programmed to think, until I heard someone by the name of Jim Rohn, who made a lot of sense to me. He said, life is so risky that you're not going to make it out alive. Life is so risky that you're not going to make it out alive. So if you're going to die, you might as well live. You might as well try. You might as well just take risk and try something new. Because most people, this is the sad reality, most people are going to stay stuck in a 9-to-5 job because they want safety, perceived safety. It's not safe, especially not right now, to stay in a job. And if you're in a job and you're living paycheck to paycheck, but you're not living, you're actually dying paycheck to paycheck, you might as well just do something. Just try something. And I'm going to give you some examples of things that you should be trying, things that you should be doing. So I don't want to be vague. I'm going to give you guys some tangible ideas of things that you have to do in order to escape the rat race. Number 4, I'm going to keep it very short and sweet because I'm going to make a whole video on it, but your network is your net worth, okay? The truth is that a lot of people won't be successful because they're surrounded by the wrong people. And it's so much easier to make friends with people who are lazy, playing video games, drinking all the time, instead of actually people who are in the top 1%. And the reason why is because, well, it's 1%. It's 99% of people are very common, right? But 1% is less common. It's 1%. So it's easier than you think to network with high net worth individuals that are going to help you and give you guidance. And the reason why is because as long as you want it, guess what? Most millionaires, believe it or not, this, you can look this up, over 80% of millionaires are self-made. And people who have been there, people who have been broke, that have struggled before, and they went from broke to making money, they know what it's like. And they actually want to help you. They want to help you, but they don't want to help you if you're not serious, right? Like imagine if a fat person comes up to you and says, hey, I want to get fit, but they're not serious, right? And you just look at them like they're stupid, right? Like, you know, I've been thinking about working out and, you know, last night I had cake, but, you know, I'm trying to figure things out. Like, bro, like you're not serious. You're not serious. If you're not serious, nobody wants to talk to you, right? Like if you're not serious about fitness, there's not going to be a fit person who wants to talk to you. If you're not serious about money, there's not going to be a wealthy person that wants to talk to you. If you're not serious about anything, then like nobody wants to be around that guy, right? And I'm talking about networking here because if you're a fat person who's not serious, of course, it's going to be somebody that wants to train that fat person for money. But I'm talking about networking, friendship. I'm talking about getting a lot of value for free, right? Because I'll give you an example. I've never paid for a personal trainer, but I went up to people who were very fit and I genuinely said, yo, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Because I want to get like that and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And they respect it. They feel good about themselves. Like, yeah, well, you know, I'll show you how to work out. And it's got to be genuine and you have to be serious because if you're not serious, that's a lack of respect. And if you're not genuine, that's a lack of respect. So that's something my father taught me is go up to people, compliment them on their success, acquire what you admire by simply talking to them and learning from them. And you'd be surprised. A lot of people are willing to help you. And once again, I'm going to have a whole masterclass, a whole video on networking for free. So if you guys want to see that video, let me know in the comments below and I'll make it. But the whole point is this. Your network is your net worth. It's extremely important. I meant to keep it short because I don't want to make this video too long and boring, but I'm trying to give you guys value. So that's why I kind of talked a little bit too much. But anyways, let's keep it going. Number 5 is hunt. And I'm going to use this as an example. So hunting, first of all, a lot of people have a problem with the S word. What is the S word? First of all, influence is extremely important. Influence is power. To have no influence is to have no power. So the S word is sales. And people find that word repulsive. Oh, sales? What do you mean sales? First of all, over 97% of all millionaires and billionaires are somehow involved in sales. A business does not exist without sales. 100% of every business that's ever existed and ever going to exist, there has to be sales. Sales is business. Business is sales. So you have to find a way to sell, market, which is marketing is sales too. So everything is sales. And broke people seem to have a problem with that. They find it repulsive. Once again, they're thinking, oh, sales. First of all, pushy salesman, scammy salesman. I'm not a salesperson. I'm an introvert. There's all kinds of reasons why people find sales repulsive, but everything is sales. You've been sold on the clothes you're wearing, the phone you're using. This wouldn't be possible. This conversation right now would not be possible without sales. Everything you see around you is sales. Sales is everything. Your father sold your mother on the idea of going out on a date. They had too many drinks. He forgot to use a condom. And guess what? Now here you are. Sales. Everything is sales. Everything is sales. So get used to it. And if you don't learn how to sell, then you got a big problem, my friend, because you're going to be stuck in the rat race forever. And by the way, you're not born with the ability to sell. Trust me. Even those people who think they're natural born salesmen, they're not. There's techniques and there's things that you have to learn as far as really mastering the ability to influence people. And we're not just talking about money. Once again, you want to influence a woman to go out on a date with you. You want to influence somebody to give you a job maybe momentarily, because eventually you want to break out of a job, right? But you want to influence for what? Like, why do you want to be able to communicate? You have to be able to communicate. No such thing as an introvert. No such thing as depression, by the way. Depression is not a terminal disease that you're stuck with. Depression is you're feeling depressed. It's just a feeling. You felt happy before, you felt sad, you felt angry. This feeling's past. But if you think that you have this depression thing and it's on you and it's in you and that's it, there's no way to get rid of it, then that's what it is, because your mind is powerful. So once again, this introverted idea, I'm an introvert, I'm depressed, or I'm whatever. You are whatever you say you are. Just like Eminem, I am whatever I say I am, right? So you have to understand people are limiting themselves. And going back to this, this is one of the ways that people limit themselves is, well, you know, I'm not good looking enough, or I'm an introvert, I'm not really good at talking to people, or there's so many thoughts, limiting thoughts in people's minds about being able to influence, being able to talk to people, being able to seduce a woman or whatever it is. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. We got to crush our limiting beliefs, because if I were to tell you, for example, like this right here, I genuinely believe this is so fucking delicious. It's got 20 grams of protein. And, you know, every time I wake up and I drink this and I feel good about myself. And on top, by the way, on top of that, it helps you digest better because it has like 1 billion probiotics or whatever. Look, I'm not really trying to sell you this, but the whole time, and I'm not doing a very good job of trying to sell you this because I'm not trying to, but the whole time you've been thinking about this. You don't care about how I look. You don't care about my looks. And that's the important thing to understand. By the way, I didn't use any techniques to sell you this, but as I'm showing you this and I'm shaking it in your face and I'm telling you about the grams, the protein, the probiotics, the whatever, the flavor of it, you're looking at this. You're not looking at me. Your mind is on this and the benefits for you and what it would feel like to drink this, right? So it's not about me. And people are too, what is the word? Self-conscious. Self-conscious. Like if you have a pimple and you're super aware of your pimple, you're going to be insecure and that's all you think about. It's going to ruin your fucking life, right? If you're insecure, you're self-conscious, but it's not about looking in, it's about looking out. And as I look out, I see opportunity. You know, I realize that it's kind of weird that I'm talking about looks, but why am I talking about looks? Well, I have interviewed, hired, and trained a lot of people, and I can tell you that so many people are insecure and they think it's about them. They think that they're too old, too young, too ugly, too something, too black. I've even heard people tell me, like, straight up, so many people have told me, I'm too black, I'm too dark, I can't do what you do. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Everyone has limiting beliefs, and you can't outperform your limiting beliefs. You cannot, because you won't even try, right? And that's the thing, is so many people won't even try to do something because they are insecure. And I'm going to make a whole video about confidence too and all kinds of things. But you know what? The truth is this. Sometimes you don't even need confidence. You just need to put one foot in front of the other and just get started. Back to hunting. And YouTube is a perfect example. It's not hourly. It's not salary. Nobody's coming to save you. Imagine you're in the wild and you're hunting for food. If you don't catch your food, you don't eat. And if you don't get better, you starve, you die, right? So that's how it works. If you want to escape the rat race, you have to hunt. You have to do something like YouTube. What happens if you don't get good at it? What happens if you don't get good at catching people's attention, selling yourself, views, whatever? You starve. Look, there are 10-year-olds that are making millions on YouTube. There are so many 15-year-olds now, 20-year-olds that are making millions on YouTube. And if there's so many millionaires at the age of 15, 20, 25, whatever age, right? Even 70-year-olds that just got started a month ago, that's happening right now. If there's so many people that are making millions, don't you think you can make at least a few 100,000 per year? At least a few 100,000? Without working a freaking 9 to 5 and being a slave to it? What if you could travel the world? What if you could just work from your computer? Now, YouTube is one example. There's many examples, right? Besides social media, but everything is sales. And the reason why I'm mentioning YouTube is because people are familiar. You're on YouTube right now. People are familiar with the concept of YouTube. You don't make any money unless you are good, unless your videos are performing. If they're not performing, you got to figure it out. That's it. That's business. That's entrepreneurship. That's sales. In YouTube and social media, as an influencer, you're selling. And then, of course, you guys, I'm sure you've heard about real estate, right? You eat what you kill. So there's people that are making $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 a year, even millions of dollars a year selling real estate. Like, there's so many different examples, and I can actually give you a list of over 10 different examples that you can immediately start making money much faster than real estate. I left the link in the description below if you want to check it out. It's completely free, no credit card, no bullshit, and I'm going to give you 10 different opportunities through which you could actually start making money straight out of high school. No matter what age you are, you can start making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month. It's not easy. It's not sexy. Then again, it is easy, much easier than being broke, much easier than working a 9-to-5 job and not seeing any returns, not making any progress. I think that flipping burgers, when you look at the whole picture, that's hard. What I do is easy. I talk to people, I make money. Here's a bonus. And if you made it this far, I want you to comment below that you finished the video, because that's amazing. Most people don't have the attention span to watch a video without a bunch of editing and all that crap. So congratulations if you have made it this far. Here's the deal. People are getting scammed by celebrities and big time influencers like Mr. Beast. He did a crypto scam. Logan Paul, Jason Derulo, Hawk Tuah Girl, even P. Diddy scammed a lot of people, not for money, but for their butthole. So hear me out. You can build a skill set and start making $10,000 a month within 3 months, 6 months, but don't try to do it overnight with some crypto scam or some get rich quick scheme. It only takes about 3 months, 6 months for you to completely change your life. If you could do that in 3 to 6 months, stop trying to do it overnight. Stop listening to the fake gurus that are just trying to sell you a course and telling you how extremely easy it is. The truth is, you got to build a skill set, and it will be easy once you learn how to do it, but it's not easy in the beginning. You're going to have to learn, and it might take you, once again, 3 months, 6 months. For some people, it's taking a year, 2 years, 3 years to be monetized by YouTube and to start making some serious money. So, you know, it all depends on so many different variables, but what is your other choice? To work for 40 plus years and save up for retirement? You might as well get started right now. And if you need some help getting started, I can help you for free. Once again, click on the link below, and I'll see you soon.